Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So my son is working on his Rally Mini at the weekend, and he took the door skin off, and this is the state of it. So the door skin didn't look too bad, but you could tell there was a bit of corrosion. But this is what's left of the flange. I've cut this off, so yeah, it's a bit of a mess. So I've cut that back to clean metal. Sound metal, and I've folded this piece up and put trying to get the same curve as the door. So I put the curve on that piece before I cut the old piece off, because there is actually a slight curve on these mini doors. So anyway, I'm going to try and weld that in and hopefully, yeah, salvage this door frame. Okay, so I've got it tacked in position now. So I put in where my nail is there, just various tacks, and then you can see there's an area there where I stacked a load of beads. So I'm just going to work my way along now, just randomly filling in between these beads. So try not to get it too hot, so I'll sort of go from there and I'll jump to the other side here and I'll put a few in there and I'll just randomly move over the panel, and not too fast, so try and keep the heat down. You can see where it's joined there. So, and you can see it, I don't know if you can see it on there, but there's a slight curve on it. So okay, so I've fully welded that in now, so I just got to dress it all back. You can see the penetration that's on the, I welded on the other side, and that's the penetration on the inside. So as you can see, that weld has gone right through, which is ideal. Yep, so I dress that all back, and I've got another small repair to do along here as well. I noticed there was a hole, I don't know if you can see that. There's a hole just there. You can see my finger underneath, moving over it. So yeah, that was full of body filler. I poked a load of body filler in there and tried to cover it up, but yeah, I'll cut that out as well. Probably cut that strip out and put a new piece in there, and that'll hopefully be the frame salvaged. And there's the door skins, so we're all ready to go. Okay guys, so I've dressed that all back now. So next job on this door is, you can see we've got some holes here. So it's just a small sort of localized area there and over here. So I just cut a really small piece, and yeah, cut this out, this whole section out here, and then I'll cut a strip of metal and weld that in there and dress that back, and then that's that door ready to go, ready for the new skin. And the only last job I've got to do on it after that is, this is too wide here, which is on purpose. I always make it too wide, and then it's easier to just, after you've welded it all in and dressed it back, just cut that back to the right size. So job done. Okay, so I've done the driver's door as well now, so that's the same kind of issue with it. The bottom flange was absolutely rotten, so that's the one I've cut out. You can see this end completely rusted away, so cut that off, folded a new piece and welded that in, and also returned it up here as well. And the same on the other side. So yeah, that's nice and strong now, so, and rust free. So I've just got to put the skins on them now, but what I'll do is I'm going to place the frames hinge them in the actual car, and then put the skins on and mess around with them and get them all lined up. Okay guys, I'm now going to bond these new door skins on. Originally we were going to make fiberglass ones to reduce the weight of the doors, but we just want to get this on the road now. So I will be making a fiberglass bonnet, so that's got to be done at some stage, but we're just going to get the doors on. If I get the doors on, at least then I can paint the rest of the shell, so it will just leave the bonnet till later on, so I can just paint that later. Yeah, so I've already done one of the doors, so this one I've already bonded on, and that's now hinged onto the car. So yeah, it's not too bad. So I place the frame in, put the hinges on the frame, place the frame into the door, into the opening, and then I put the skin on, and I messed around with the skin on the actual door frame to get it to fit nicely in the hole, so to speak. And then I just put a couple of screws in here, this area here, and I put in a screw over here as well, just to hold it in place. I had to, it's actually the original hole in the door, you can see where my finger is actually higher up, so the skin would have been higher up on the frame, which meant to line this up here, I could have lined it up there, but I'd have had a hell of a gap up the top here where it goes into the opening. So what I did is I actually kind of, in a way, I've dropped the skin on the frame and welded that in place, and then lifted it as high as I can in the holes where the hinges go through. So that hole there for the door handle, it's not a problem. I'll just open up that hole a bit and then fit the handle. So yeah, it's not really a big issue. It just means that the door is going to fit, the whole door is going to fit better into the opening. So the door shuts will be so much better. Okay, so I've started on the driver's door now. So I've put the frame, I've hinged the frame and put that in the opening. So what I'm looking for is to get the door so that the top of the frame sits nicely in the opening, or as nice as I can get it. So I'm quite happy with the way that door is sat now. So that's actually been lifted to the top of the holes where it hinges into the A panel or hinge panel. So what I'll do now is I'll go and get this skin, place the skin on there, and get the skin to line up with this profile here and here. And then what I'll do is I'll put a couple of tech screws in there, just a couple, sort of like one here and one over here, and that will hold the height. So I've just tech screwed the skin on. You can see straight away, again this side I'm lower than the hole, and I don't know whether this is because these are aftermarket door skins. That's all I could get, unfortunately. So they're definitely not a heritage panel, so whether the heritage panel would actually fit better, I really don't know. But anyway, I can make it work. It's just going to take a little bit of fettling, but anyway, you can see, so I've placed that in there, and on this side I can't actually push the skin back. Obviously the flanges are still sticking out, but it's actually catching on the A panel at the bottom there, and the gap's pretty good at the top, but the rest of the door is sitting quite nice in the hole, so to speak. So what I can do is a couple of options. I've actually marked the door skin here, and I could redress that flange before I even go to place it onto the door frame. So that's one option. I can take a bit off the flange off of this side and manipulate the whole skin over towards where the latch or lock mechanism fits, because you can see that's quite a big gap that side, all the way down. That side's actually quite even, it's just gappy, so I'll probably do that first and even up both the gaps and get them better balanced, and then manipulate that bottom corner if I need to open that, get up there. But I'll manipulate the door skin, the fold, further back so it follows the A panel better. So the other side went a lot better than this side actually, so I don't know why. I don't know why that side fitted and this side doesn't, but it's just one of those things. It's all part of bodywork, unfortunately. You just have to, you can make it work, it just takes a little bit more, to get it there. Anyway, let's crack on with it. Okay, so what I've managed to do is to manipulate the skin over on the frame. So I've tightened up this side slightly and opened up this side slightly. So you can see I've got a better door gap through here now. So I also hammer and dollied this corner here, or this fold here, and manipulated that back. Yeah, so I'll take this door off now, and then I'll spray the flange first with some well-free primer, and then I'll stick the skin into the frame. I'm quite happy with the fit now, certainly a lot better than it was, so yeah, I think I can go for it. Okay, so I finished folding the lip of the door skin around the frame. So I just popped it in one more time for the last trial fit before I weld the skin on there. I mean, it's quite rigid on the frame now, but I just put a weld up the top here at both ends, which is what they do from the factory anyway, and just in round the corner here, and they usually pop a few in down the side. Sometimes they're welded at the bottom, but I don't think they were from factory, because I think the where it's folded round is enough to grip the skin onto the frame anyway. Fairly happy with the fit. The door could do with a bit more spacing back off the A-frame, so I might put a couple more packers on the hinges, because she's a little bit gappy this end. At the top of the door it fits quite good, so I can't go too far over, because what I don't want is for that to rub there. So that's your typical mini door fits. They're never very good. Anyway, well, I'll get it better than that before I finish. Another way around it is you can actually run a weld down the edge of the door to fill in the gap. You just run a series of welds down and then grind them back to shape, and then you can get a really nice fit. I'll weld this door up now, and before I do any filling on the car, I will actually pop the doors back in and fill the whole lot all at the same time. Send it back so I just know that everything's in check with the making sure that the quarter panels are level with the door panel. Okay, so I started TIG welding it, but I've run out of gas, so I couldn't quite finish it. So I managed to get the tops done there and there, so at least it's that's kind of held it together. So I just got to TIG weld in these holes on here, and the couple this side, and I'll probably do a couple of stitches from behind with the TIG as well, make it nice and neat. And that's that door finish really, all ready for paint. Okay, so one of the things that we've done on both the doors is to basically cut this whole section out, and that just eliminates or gets rid of a load of weight straight away. Obviously we're going to need somewhere to place the opener for the door. As you know, with minis, the original one's a great big long thing like so. So we've come up with this plan. It doesn't need to be that long. We're going to put the opener here, so we'll reduce the length of this rod, cut this down, drill a hole, or flatten it like the end, and drill a hole to replicate that. But I've had to hammer form a panel, which is going in here. So that's just about, I've just got to cut it to size now, so that will fit in there, and I want it so we can just bolt it in as opposed to welding it in place, so we could just get to everything and undo everything, and it's just going to make life a lot easier in case we get into any problems with the catch for the door. So they're left and right handed, so all I've done, I've got one up on the bench that I'm doing at the moment. You can see I've formed that. So I've just got a piece of MDF, and I've cut this shape here out of 10mm MDF, screwed that down onto this one, then screwed this panel down, because if you don't screw it down it will just move in all directions, you'll never be able to hold it. So yeah, so that's, them screws go right through, yeah, right through to the other side, and that one, so you can just see it showing there. So it's nice and solid. Takes a lot of beating. It's to start off with, you think, God, this is never going to take shape, but you just got to keep going at it, and eventually the metal does stretch into place, because obviously it's being stretched around here. So what tends to happen is it kind of tries to lift up all the time and come up in one corner and down in another, but you just keep going at it, and eventually it will go to shape. So I'm just using a hammer, a and a larger hammer, but I'm using the larger hammer with a chisel. So I'm using the chisel to belt it in there to try and stretch the metal around here and get it into place. And then I'm using this round bar as well, which is just basically an old bolt, and I'm hammering that in there as well, just to get a better curve in there after I've kind of created the shape. Just keep going at that and it will, yeah, just make it a little bit neater. Hasn't got to be perfect, because you're not actually going to see it when the door panel goes on. So anyway, let's crack on with it. I'll get this other one finished off, and then I'll drill the holes, bolt them in, reduce the length of the catch bar on there, or opener bar, and I'll get everything in place, and then I'll be able to get some paint on these doors. Okay, so I've put that metal plate that I fabricated into the door, so that's all bolted in now, and I put some captive nuts in behind and welded those, TIG welded those on. There's one that goes in there as well. I just haven't put that one in for a minute because I've got to take this out and paint it. Yeah, and I've shortened this one and drilled the hole and flattened the bar at the end, so the catch is in like so. So that's when the door's shut, and then when the handle's on, so that all works absolutely fine. So the two doors are all sanded back and prepped now, so just going to take them next door and shoot a couple of coats of epoxy over them. So just basically sanded it all down with 80 grit, got rid of all the paint. So the only paint left is up in here. Oh, it really doesn't matter because you don't see that anyway, but I have sanded it, so it's keyed ready for the paint. Yeah, they're a bit fiddly, take a bit of work, but and this is the section through here which I repaired. Okay, and that's the other one down there. Right, let's crack on. Let's get next door and get them painted. Okay guys, so that's the car all completed now, or the body shell. So the only thing left to paint now is the doors, two doors, bonnet and boot. So I'll just quickly take you in there and a quick walk around the car. So I've literally just finished spraying. Okay guys, I've just brought the Mini out of the spray booth and into the main shed. I've popped the doors into the spray booth, so I've just sprayed those with another epoxy. So I'll get the doors finished. So I'm going to end this video here because it's getting a bit long now guys. So yeah, big thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.